Hi everyone, welcome to this week's reading. This is for the 8th to the 14th of June. I'm slightly late this week. I've just been super busy with personal readings, client readings. So it's Monday though, so that's good. I've got a new deck that I'm using this week. I'm using this is the new deck, I'll just show you. Archangel Animal Oracle by Diane Cooper. So that's going to be part of it. That's the top cards with the purple. I've got 2 tarot cards for each pile from my traditional Rider-Waite deck that I've had for like 20 years. This was the first deck that I ever had. This one here. So there's 2 tarot cards each, 1 animal oracle and 1 crystal oracle. So have a look at the crystals this week. So first one is Amethyst, little amethyst tumbled stone. The second one is black tourmaline. See if you're drawn to that. Not the last one. The third one is white howlite, and the last one is Iolite, which I've hardly used this one. I love this crystal. You can't really see, but it's got these little tiny flecks of light in there. It's hard to see. It's very tiny. But anyway, those are the 3. So first one, Amethyst, black tourmaline, white howlite, and Iolite. Okay, so let me talk about the astrology first. And before I get to that, as always, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, go to the link below. I have a variety of readings you can choose from. I am very, very booked up at the moment, so the turnaround time, please be aware, is 7 to 14 business days, which is roughly the usual turnaround time. With the typed astrology reports, it is going to be a little bit longer, probably 7 to 16, 17 days possibly. I have been getting busier and busier, but I'd still offer the fast turnaround readings if you would like an urgent reading. I have several different options for that, starting at $50. So, you know, you can get a shorter reading within 24 to 48 hours, starting at $50, and goes upwards from there, depending on how much time you need. So this week, we've all just come off this eclipse in Sagittarius, this powerful lunar eclipse, which I talked about last week. How many people have had some kind of change, either in a relationship or relationship dynamics, or an ending in some cases? You know, for some people, I'm just finding it a lot with clients and people that I know. A lot of people, and especially with that Venus retrograde, are experiencing sort of closing out of a chapter, end of a cycle, some kind of karmic completion possibly, or even separations in relationships. Somehow with the Sagittarius energy, for some people, truth coming out as well, something important coming up. The Sagittarius lunar eclipse, I'll just touch on it since, you know, that energy has just been around us on Thursday. It's still sort of, you know, it's still in the air. This lunar eclipse has been about, think about what Sagittarius means. Sagittarius is about truth and honesty and authenticity. So perhaps for some people, the truth is coming out about something, or you're finding your own truth. What's true for you, you know, rather than the opposite sign, which is Gemini energy, which the sun is in, kind of being torn between, you know, what other people want from you and what you want for yourself. And Sagittarius is always about authenticity, truth, and finding your true self in your life experiences. And so that's what this energy has been bringing up. Like, what is true for me right now? You know, what do I know is true for me? And taking action, which is Sagittarius, it's very action orientated, very self-expressive energy, always seeking the truth. So that's all the type of energy that we've been dealing with. Now, as I said last week, we are in eclipse season, so the energies are very, very intense, very sort of karmic energy at this time. And I was talking to someone I know who's an amazing astrologer as well, and has a lot of insight into astrology. And we were both talking about how at this time, you know, we still, even though Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius, Saturn is still in its Capricorn cycle. It hasn't finished being in Capricorn. It's going to come, you know, retrograde back in to Capricorn very soon. If it's not already, you have to check that actually, because it might actually be there. Let me just check that while I'm talking. And, you know, having had Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn this year, this is a very karmic time. So what I mean by karmic time is a lot of things that have been kept in place for many years, such as like what we see in politics, in the structures of our society. Those things that have been kept in place for years on end are meant to shift. We are not meant to sort of hold on forever to this same way of living, same way of thinking, same way of being that feels feels like what we've known. But that structure has to change now. It has to sort of die a death which is Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn does represent death, so does Pluto. Both of those planets being in the sign to do with the structure of our life, personally and collectively, does indicate that by the end of this year, we will see a big karmic shift collectively and in our personal lives as well. So I'm just checking the astrology right now because I've been so busy looking at everything else. So Saturn is at 1 degree retrograde of Aquarius right now, and it's going to go back into Capricorn very shortly. And then, it goes direct in September, and then by the end of this year, we'll be out of actually, is it this year? Gosh, now I have to look at the ephemeris and check, if it's actually, look at 2021, because I am having a mental blank and I cannot remember for the life of me when Saturn actually exits Capricorn, because this is very important. When it actually leaves Capricorn, let's see, so Saturn, it actually, by the time we get to 2021, it's out of Capricorn completely. It's in Aquarius. Okay, so karmic cycles, basically what I'm saying, are ending. If there's anything in your life that has been dragging on for years, years, and whether it's to do with a relationship or a situation in your life, a way of living, something that you've always wanted to change but you haven't been able to, it's because we've been tied into this karmic cycle, you see, with the Saturn in Capricorn time, it's wrapping it up. It's bringing it to an end in a positive sense, I feel. So, and it is also to do with what people talk about, to do with awakening and seeing things more clearly in life, and, manifesting the life that you truly want rather than being stuck in these negative cycles of pain, restriction, frustration. And it's not to say that suddenly life is going to be perfect. That's not what I'm saying. It never can be. It's like life on earth is not perfect. We're not in the spiritual realms, but it's an energy of shifting into a different kind of dynamic where we are accessing higher levels of consciousness and using our awareness to change our life rather than feeling trapped. That's what I feel. So, all right. Now, after all that, to quickly tell you about this week, but I have been meaning to mention that for a while now. So we're still in retrograde season. Obviously, as I mentioned, Saturn's still retrograde. Venus is still retrograde in Gemini, and that's been shaking up relationships big time. I'm hearing that from a lot of people. A lot of confusion in relationships, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of, just difficulties, conflicts and problems, and uncertainties or indecision or having to make choices in relationships with this Venus in Gemini. Gemini is 2. Gemini's choices can be choices if you're single between, two people, and that sort of thing can be happening. I'm hearing that a lot. And Pluto all retrograde. So Venus, as I said last week, goes direct on the 25th of June, so we're not quite there yet. But the main stuff this week, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about that are just causing a lot of confusion this week. So if you're looking for, absolute clarity on your life, I don't think it's going to come to you this week with the Sun square Neptune. That's Wednesday to Friday. It is a confusing energy, and it may make you also feel a little bit tired, a little bit over it, a little bit like I just need to rest. I'm working too much. I need a break. If you can make your hours shorter this week, or if you can sort of take a bit of a break this week between Wednesday and Friday, it will probably benefit you, especially if you're a mutable sign, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, or Sagittarius. You'll be feeling that, especially if you've got anything around 20 degrees. Yep. So this can make you feel a bit more tired, more confused, hard to focus, a bit sort of prone to fantasy and kind of imagination, which is okay, if you use that for creative things or manifesting. Also, the other stuff we have this week, Friday and Saturday, very strong aspect in the sky between Mars and Neptune. Mars conjunct Neptune's happening at 20 degrees of Pisces. Really strong energy. If you've got 20 degrees of mutable sign, this could be, if you've got 20 degrees of Gemini or anything around 20 degrees of Gemini, like 21, 22, be careful this week, especially Friday, Saturday, because that Mars-Neptune conjunction square to your placements, if you have anything, as I said, Gemini or even Virgo or Sagittarius, that could be a bit harsh on you. You may feel a bit overwhelmed, exhausted, drained. Look after yourself this week, especially from Wednesday onwards, where the energy starts to sort of dip down a little bit into this murky kind of confusing realm. And, do things to spiritually heal yourself, like meditation, sea salt baths, Be careful what you put into your mind as well as your body this week, especially from Wednesday, as I said, because this energy is quite sensitizing and can make you feel much more sensitive around other people. You can kind of want to pull your energy back from others. Feeling more psychic as well from Friday and Saturday. Also pay attention to your dreams and your psychic intuitive moments on Friday and Saturday this week. And it can even start from Wednesday through Friday. When I say it's a confusing energy, it's confusing if you're trying to use your logical mind to logic things out. If you're listening to your intuition, it's not that confusing. You'll be in tune with it. That's the thing. So with the Sun in Gemini, there can be a bit of a tendency to overthink things, over-rationalize things, or overanalyze things, or try to see the logical way forward. But it's not going to be that easy this week with all this Neptune influence, which is really asking us to tap into our spiritual side. Listen to the wisdom of your heart. And if you're not tapped into your heart, you need to get tapped into your heart these days, because this is crucial. You can't just purely operate from the mind. You have to operate from the heart's wisdom. And yes, we do use our minds as well, obviously. I'm not saying don't use your mind, that would just be ridiculous, but there is a need to tap into the heart's wisdom, which allows you to have a sense of following what your inner prompts are, rather than what your mind is confused by, conflicted by, or, you know, all that sort of stuff. This is all coming into play with these energies this week. Okay, last thing, Sunday and going into next week is Mercury in Cancer square with Lilith in Aries. Kind of a harsh energy, to be honest. Could see more things towards the end of this week from Sunday to do with the protest situation globally, because it's Mercury in Cancer, which is people feeling very strongly about their very personal country issues, you know, how they identify themselves, you know, with certain issues. And Lilith is, you know, a very passionate, intense, but kind of an angry energy, especially in Aries. Mercury square Lilith, I'd say Sunday, stay away from anything like to do with anger, negativity, harshness. And Mercury is about short distance travel, so be careful where you travel to from Sunday. If you're in an area where there's protests going on, make sure you're careful, because with Mercury square Lilith there could be danger if you're in that area, or if you're in an area where there's stuff going on. Probably best to stay away from protests this weekend if you're someone that feels, you know, I can't handle this kind of energy, it's just too much. And also, if you've got anything around 20 degrees of Cancer, Capricorn, Aries or Libra, probably want to stay away from stuff like that on the weekend and protect your energy. So let's look at the cards. Okay, that was a lot. All right, this is for the Amethyst. Okay, do you guys have, oh, Queen of Wands, very passionate energy. Ant, cooperate for the highest good of the community. Oh, I like that. Oh my gosh, counterparts, King of Cups. Well, they're not exactly the same. You know, he's cups and she's wands, but there's a couple here, so that's interesting. Lapis lazuli, problem resolved, third eye and throat chakra, communication. Okay, I'll just move these other guys out the way. All right, so let me see. Hopefully there's not too much glare happening. Sorry if there is, guys. Can only do so much here with the light. All right. So it's interesting because there's a relationship energy in focus here. So King of Cups and Queen of Wands. So if you've chosen the Amethyst, there's something about someone that is close to you. So you could be this figure or you could be that figure. Either way, a relationship is definitely in focus. But if there's been something of an uncertainty or a problem, it is saying problem resolved here. Third eye and throat chakra, so something to do with intuition. Listen to your intuition, trust your intuition about a relationship, about someone that's important to you in your life. For some people, this could be your parents, because I am also getting another message about that there could be some issue with parents, and needing to trust your instinct over something. I am getting an older feeling here for some people, okay? Now, the Ant says cooperate for the highest good of the community. So this is about working together. It says Archangel Preminelek. Oh my gosh, I can't say that. Preminelek. I don't know who that archangel is. I'm not familiar with that archangel, but that's interesting. So ants are about working together, you know, as part of a team for a collective cause. There could also, this is interesting because this could also relate to stuff going on in the community around you, like your local area. And there's a very positive energy here, so make sure you take the higher like the higher ground. So rather than getting into low vibrational energy this week, if you've picked this crystal, it's going to be better for you to, I'm getting kind of a detached vibe in a way here, like not being sort of part of your community, yes, but in a positive way, and not letting negative things bog you down or distract you from a higher purpose that's going on. So it's interesting because it's like, on the one hand, it's saying get involved in cooperation or themes related to cooperating. That could be in a small group around you, or it could be in something else that you're involved with, like something creative for some people as well, or it could be to do with family, because we have a couple here. It could be family issues for some. Just going to see what else I'm getting from this. I'm just getting a lot of positive energy here. So I feel like, you know, with this card, listening to your intuition, resolving problems, trusting your instincts, and communicating is all going to be part of working with other people this week, connecting with others in a harmonious way. And what I'm getting here is going with the flow of things. See how the ants all, you know, it's like they are programmed in a way to go with a certain flow. They're not sort of usually going off on a tangent. And what I'm getting with this is like, go with what feels intuitively right for you this week. And it's not, I'm getting it's not a week to do anything radical. That's what I'm really getting. Listen to your intuition and don't do anything radical this week. Keep focused on harmony and balance. And for some people, there's a message about a problem resolving in a relationship, or a problem resolving in a connection, family, friends, or, you know, in an actual one-on-one romantic or partnership relationship. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the black tourmaline crystal. Do you guys have lepidolite, third eye again, crown chakra, King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands, and the Tiger. Accept your magnificence, Archangel Raphael. Interesting. I'm getting such a strong energy with this card. I just want to focus on this beautiful card for a minute. Hopefully you can see that okay. There is a lot of glare going on there. Sorry. Let's see. The tiger, you know, think about a tiger. A tiger is a tiger. It's not going to try to be a rabbit or, you know, a fox or an owl. It's like self-acceptance is the biggest message I'm getting here. So if you chose this, the black tourmaline crystal, one of your messages this week is really accepting who you are, you know, your shadow and light side. You know, think about the energy of a tiger. It can be extremely, it's so powerful, and it could be absolutely deadly, but it can also be, you know, with its family, it can be very soft with the cubs, you know, it can be very nurturing and protective. So it's like looking at all the sides of yourself and seeing how sometimes you do have to protect yourself. And it might seem harsh to other people, and that relates to these cards here. I'm not saying be harsh to people, but I'm saying being in tune with yourself and knowing who you are and accepting yourself, working on yourself to accept yourself more is the message here, very strong. I'm getting the word protection here. So you may feel like protecting your energy this week from other people who may have negative intentions. The Seven of Wands here is kind of an intense, aggressive energy, or feeling attacked. So just be careful. This could be, you know, again, this could relate to if you live in an area where there's intense energies going on. Like I know in America, there's a lot of protests everywhere. You know, you might need to be, I don't know, I've got viewers that are in America, so you might have to be a bit careful this week and really kind of be strong in where you're at. And sort of, this card is very still, you know, it's like bunkering down in your home with what your comforts are and feeling, you know, protected. I keep getting that word protection. So keeping yourself feeling good in that realm, and perhaps even doing something creative or focusing on your work in some way, or who you need to nurture that's immediately in front of you, like family or whatever, even yourself. But I am getting, avoid some heavy energies from other people this week. There may be you know, toxic energies you need to protect yourself from others. There may be people trying to engage your energy in something that you just don't feel right about at this time. There may be disagreements or disharmony around you, so be careful of that. We do have the lepidolite here, which is actually interesting because lepidolite doesn't mention it on the card, but it's actually a crystal to do with anxiety and to ease anxiety. So I do feel anxiety with this Seven of Wands over here. But know that you are strong. Know that you have the power to protect yourself, that you don't need to lower yourself to, you know, a lower energy that's not your personal energy to protect yourself. You can protect your energy anyway. And this is saying third eye and crown chakra is really I'm getting to break away from negative energies and trust that you'll be guided the right way, that you don't need to, again, you don't need to lower your energy because of other people's, you know, issues, other people's problems or darkness being put onto you. If you're having anxiety this week, or if you're dealing with negative energies around you this week, tapping into an energy of higher consciousness, of spirituality, of, you know, your higher self, and knowing that, you know, your guides are always around you protecting you. You can call on them as well, I feel. But this says also you're keeping the negative energies away from you this week by being strong in yourself as well. That's what I'm also getting. And this is also, just lastly, with the King of Pentacles, there could be a male person that you're connected to that gives you a sense of security this week, or helps you feel stable this week. Or this could be you if you're male, helping yourself to feel stable through your work, through your routine, through a sense of connection with family and that sort of thing. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one, which is the white howlite crystal. 5 of Wands. Oh, 6 of Wands. That's great. Guinea pig, do your part to illuminate the universe. Wow. And prenup, release, declutter, heart chakra. Wow. Okay, really interesting messages here. All right, so what I'm seeing here, if you've been struggling with something with the 5 of Wands, or struggling in any kind of situation that you just feel it hasn't been going right, hasn't been going your way, there's been some obstacles around you recently, and it's saying, but this week you can somehow push through this negative energy, challenging energy, or disruptive energy to be more focused on your goals and to move forward a little bit this week in a way that brings some kind of success, maybe this week or down the track. But it's a really positive card, the 6 of Wands. So I really like that. So it's interesting because it's the 5 and the 6 in the sequence of those cards. So that's very interesting here. There's something about being passionate about something and trying to progress with it. And that's happening this week, so that's good. Do your part to illuminate the universe, Archangel Mary. Doing your part this week, and it's with the heart chakra, declutter and release energy. Right, so what I'm getting is communicating your heart in some way, whether it's to one person or to a group of people, or in some kind of situation that you feel it's important. Illuminating the universe talks about big picture issues here. Maybe even just communicating your beliefs to someone will feel healing to you. You may need to release some emotion that you've had trapped inside you, in your heart, in your mind. There may be certain things that have been bothering you that you just need to express and get out. And maybe with the guinea pig here, it's about doing something that's a bit different, that is not your usual way, or, you know, that you haven't done before in this particular way, or you haven't spoken certain words to someone before, and maybe there's that coming up this week, and it's to do with emotion or feelings that you have. I'm getting the word experimental. It could be connected to the guinea pigs. You know, that's like a connection that comes to me. And so there may be some kind of experimenting with something this week. And I don't know what that could be, but it feels like it's different for everyone. But it's definitely something that's to do with your emotions and your heart. So it could be fulfilling as well, with this card being next to it also. All right. So that was for white howlite. Let's look at the last one, which is the Iolite crystal. Okay. Oh, Tourmaline, smudging, root chakra. 3 of Pentacles with this gorgeous 10 of Cups, one of my favorite cards. Oh, the goat. Act from your innate wisdom, Archangel Prolimek, can't say that, and Pan, god of nature. Ooh, could be some Capricorns maybe, or you know a Capricorn with this energy here. And also this makes me think of Pluto, because Tourmaline somehow relates to the Pluto force with the dark crystals there. So maybe it's something to do with, I don't know, you might be a Capricorn having Pluto transits or something like that. Maybe 1 or 2 people out there watching. The Tourmaline is about protecting your energy once again. It keeps coming up this week. So shielding yourself from lower vibrational frequencies, from lower energies, from, you know, toxic energies, and protecting your root chakra. It mentions the root chakra, so it's a number 4, which 4 is about stability and feeling stable in yourself. So there may be something that you're trying to heal or work on or protect this week energetically. Could be some negative energies that you're trying to keep at bay, or some, you know, it could be, for some people, it could be a relationship or someone that, you know, you're trying to sort of keep a distance a little bit, to feel safe and protected, or to feel strong in yourself, or to feel like you know, some kind of boundary is here. The Three of Pentacles is about working on your healing with this Ten of Cups, I feel. And it's interesting because we also have the Act from Your Innate Wisdom. So I'm getting a lot of healing vibes with this. So for some people that chose this, there's a healing energy around you this week. There's a need to maybe pull yourself back from a lot of chaotic energies around you and just focus more on what you're creating in your personal world. This is a card of, you know, collaboration, of working with others, but it could be just, you know, it's, when I say working with others, it may not be a big group. It may just be one or two people, a small group, or just like-minded souls, people that you really have a connection with. And this is going to bring about some healing and some really positive energy here. But I also am getting, for some people, there's something that you've been working on that's going to come to fruition soon, whether it's this week or soon. And it involves integrating things. It could be within your own personality, within your own self, like alchemizing certain parts of yourself to have a deeper sense of authenticity within yourself, or a deeper sense of your strength. Because this card, the Tourmaline, makes me think of inner strength. And the Goat is interesting because it's also about not giving up, because Capricorn energy is about that. It's about the slow climb, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So it's about understanding that sometimes things do take time, and you will get there. You will get to this happiness, this fulfillment is really what that card is about. It may take time, but it's worthwhile. So something this week that comes up for you could be very worthwhile for you long term. Okay, those are the messages this week, guys. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to book a reading, go to the link below. And if you'd like to leave a comment, do that too. Thanks, guys. Bye.